Welcome to Whiskey and Whiskers Podcast, the #1 romance podcast in the Northern Hemisphere. And today, we're bringing you some love. We're your host, Chop.
And Blake.
Okay, so everybody does some dumbass shit with their dogs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And right now, I think I've talked about it a bit, but I have a puppy. He's like around 4 months old now, you know? And he's a fucking monster, right?
So most puppies are monsters, but this one is I've met him. Mm-hmm. He's a monster, one, because he's a puppy, and then two, because of his size. Like, he's just a monster.
Oh yeah, so he's a puppy. Like he acts like a puppy, but he's like 55 pounds already.
Yeah, he's like the size of a dog.
Yeah, he's taller than our pit bull is. Like, she still, I think, has him by 5-10 pounds because she's just more
pit bull
filled out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's a fucking monster, right? And so he fucks shit up all the time. Like, he chomps on shit, he bites things, he fucking runs around in circles, he, pees on things, just whatever, So
that would be a dope life, to be a puppy.
Yeah. Yeah. So this morning I woke up and I went out and I was like checking on him, and let him out, eat his breakfast, whatever. And then my wife was leaving to go to work, and I went up to him and I started doing the like he was on his back and I was doing that on his stomach or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And he started chomping at me. And so like when I hear that, I think of like a helicopter sound, like blades spinning. He started chomping at me. And so I told my wife that he was a helichomper.
And then you geeked out about it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But so it made me think of like other dumbass shit that I've done with the dogs. And like, I kind of want to like name some of them. But, so like another one that he has like real long floppy ears, right? Like real long. Like when he's drinking water, they like hang into the water bowl. So what I've been doing is I've been like grabbing the end of his ear and then like pulling it forward like towards his nose. And then I'll pinch it together from like the inside of his mouth to his ear. And he sits there trying to chomp at it, but he can't.
My dog's name is Rooster, and he has an underbite because he's so. I don't know how my brain translated or like came up with the idea of if he was to say his own name, but he has such a gnarly underbite that he would say it Brewster. So I started calling him Brewster because that's what he would call himself because he can't say Rooster.
Yeah, dude, all of our dogs have some dumbass shit. I mean, my bigger dog, Crow, he's probably like 115, 120 pounds, something like that, right? But he's just a pussy. Like, that's what it comes down to. So like I can do anything to him and he's just like, oh fuck, and just kind of like runs and jumps on the couch or something, But so I don't know, like one of the things I do is I'll go up, like when he's laying on the floor in the living room or something, I'll go up and like not even really like grab him hard, but I'll make like kind of cat claws and grab him on the back and just be like, and he'll just jump up and be like, holy fuck.
One time I was talking with, she was younger. I don't know how, this was a couple of years ago, but I was talking to my daughter. She was probably 4 or 5, and we were making up words and she said gooba. And I was like, what is a gooba? And I could see her like looking around and I was like, is this a gooba? Is that a gooba? And she kept, no. And then I was like, is Rooster a gooba? And you could just see the light go off and she was like, yeah, Rooster's a gooba. So now we call him a gooba, and then I'll be like, I can tell he's a gooba because he's got an underbite and one ear flopped over. Like, that's the telltale sign of a gooba. You see how he's missing? He's got a nubbin. He's missing his tail. It's pure gooba right there. He's 100%.
Purebred.
He's the finest specimen of gooba.
Yeah. All right, let's take some shots.
Oh yeah, let's see what's in the box. We're gonna, since we're flying solo today, solo but tandem.
Yeah.
Since it's just the two of us,
it's tag team.
Yeah, we're drinking E-Dub. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So Gator got arrested.
Yeah.
So
yeah, apparently he was whoring himself out again, and luckily Chris got away. He was paying Gator, but Chris escaped.
Man, is fast on his feet.
So he's in hiding. Chris is in hiding in Gator's in jail. But
Bummer.
I'm sure they'll be out soon.
Yeah. You think he gets conjugal visits? Hey, I'll put some money on your books.
As soon as I get out, I promise.
All right. Cheers.
Tink.
Ugh.
Dude, E-Dub's good.
Yeah. Can't go wrong with the classics, man.
Play the hits, you know?
Yeah. All right. So, have you seen that giant fucking cube-sized skyscraper?
No, you mentioned that as a topic, and I have no idea what that is.
Okay, so it's a designed project that's supposed to happen in Saudi Arabia somewhere. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, dude, this thing is fucking huge. When I the video I was watching, the renderings of it and shit, it's supposed to hold I want to say it's 18 Eiffel Towers inside of it. And it's supposed to have it's supposed to be basically an entire fucking city inside of a cube.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
Mm-hmm. And it's got very all the renderings. Obviously, the outside looks like a fucking cube, but the inside looks like some fucking wild sci-fi shit, dude.
It's a skyscraper though?
Yeah, it's a single building, and it's taller than the Empire State Building.
Oh, height. I thought you meant the base, it was just a giant building. It's tall also.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it can fit 18. I think it was 18. It was a teen number of Empire State Buildings inside of it.
That's nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Where are they going to build this?
Somewhere in Saudi Arabia. And dude, the inside, it looks very futuristic inside from all the renderings and shit that they're doing. It's think if you were playing a video game where you're on a giant fucking ship in space, and
that sounds. Yeah, I don't know. That sounds like there's going to be some evil shit going on there. You know what I mean? It's the fucking headquarters.
It's in Saudi Arabia, so there's probably some sketchy shit going on with the money and all that. But
yeah, I guess if someone was going to do it, it would be them. They got the funds.
But I don't know. It's a kind of a cool concept, but it's also
it's going to have multiple businesses, I guess, inside of it, right?
Oh, dude, it's like
a city.
It's like a city, yeah. There's going to be districts. It's going to be think about staying at the craziest fucking resort that has ever existed. They have a fucking water park on one side and retail shops and Gucci stores and shit on another side, but
an entire city.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. If we go to Mars, we're going to need shit like that.
Yeah.
Just entire cities that are inside.
Mm-hmm.
But there is something weird about it. If it's really that big and it stays, I could imagine people being born in there and living their whole lives in there and never leaving there.
Yeah.
And that's scary. That's weird.
I mean, there's probably people that do something like that similarly as it is. Don't leave, a fucking 40 block radius where they grew up,
Yeah, but at least you get to get outside. At least you can see the sky.
That's true. But dude, think of the possibilities though. You could have an indoor golf course.
Yeah.
Could you imagine they have fucking moving walkways so you don't even need a cart,
and it's air conditioned
and then instead of having to take up a shit ton of space on the ground, they could just be oh yeah, we're gonna fucking, you finish this hole, now we're gonna lift you up to the next floor and you'll play another hole. There's 80 floors. There's 4 golf courses straight up and down.
Damn. What if that's what you did? You go, you tee off, right? You hit your ball, and then there's a sidewalk that goes down the whole length of the fairway.
Yeah, that moves for you.
And then you get to where you need to be, and you hit your ball again. Anyway, you get to the end, the green, knock it in, and then you get on an elevator and you go up, and now you're on the green of the next one, and you do the same thing back.
Yeah.
You just go back and forth. That's smart.
Yeah, that's what the fuck I'm saying. That's that shit that I do want to see. If we're talking fucking future bullshit and a crazy city skyscraper bull thing, I want a golf course that's inside.
I wonder how
they already have fucking ski slopes inside.
What?
Yeah. I mean, obviously they're it's not going down an entire fucking mountain. It's one slope, but yeah, they have it.
I mean, I don't know. Cool. I guess. I
want to be able to do every sporting activity that I enjoy in one building. I want to go play a round of golf, and then I want to get done golfing and be you know what? I'm feeling I'm going to go wake surfing now inside.
Yeah. I mean, they've got wave pools and stuff they've put on top floors of buildings and shit. So, they could put that inside of a building.
Yeah. And then you get done with that and you're you know what? I'm going to go snowboard for a little. That sounds fucking dope. I'm just saying they could do a
I
lot
might check
of
it out.
shit.
I don't know. Sounds cool. I might check it out. I might fly to Saudi Arabia and check it out, you know?
Well, I think it's still like in the...
You're like, it's a 9-hole course? Come on.
Do you know how many fucking floors you have? What the fuck, guys? I don't know. I think it's still like in like rendering, in like design.
Oh, it's not going to be finished in our lifetimes?
Yeah, like it's going to be a fucking hot minute.
Well, at least we're doing something cool for the youth, for the kids, the future. Hey, the world's fucked, but at least you can play inside now.
Right? You're going to need to with all the fucking nuclear fallout outside, so good thing we built this out of lead.
I saw a thing that I guess China is trying to get to the moon so that they can start claiming property on the moon. And we've talked about this before, doing property on the moon and shit.
Moon acreage.
But the take that I wanted to go was like, I never thought of it really being a race so much. And so there's some cool, you know, prospects of, oh shit, if there's another space race, then like that technology is going to advance. That's cool. Whatever. You know? But what about, so like used to when you claimed land, when you planted your flag and you took it, like, you're like, this is just mine, right? It's an island, you know?
Yeah.
Like you sail to the island and you're like, there's no flag on this island? Mine. And you stick a flag in it. And it's just kind of understood that like that flag now expands till it gets to the water. But how much moon can you claim with one flag? We need to set some rules.
They did this in like the Wild West, yeah? Like when they were claiming their ranches and shit.
I guess you just put up a fence. They're like, yeah, this is my land now.
Yeah.
That would be dope. You just have to go there. You're like, here, I'm here. I'll have my 300 free acres now. And they're like, how are you going to defend it? All right. Well, maybe just like 12 acres then.
How do guns work in space?
You have to use lasers and shit, obviously.
Well, yeah. Fuck.
I don't have any lasers.
I need to update my arsenal.
But you know what I'm saying? Like if China gets there, say they beat us, right?
Yeah.
I think they should be allowed to stick a flag in the ground and be like, this is ours, right? Like this area.
Yeah, but can they claim like China-sized land?
Maybe that's what it is. You can only claim the equivalent of like the flag that it represents.
Maybe. But I think there's less moon than there is Earth. So like China-sized land on the moon might be like the moon.
But we've already stuck our flag in it. Like how much land does that claim?
True.
You know?
Yeah.
We didn't really claim land. I don't know. Was that a dick move? Did we stick the flag like subtext, you know? I mean,
this shit's ours.
Yeah. Did we stake a claim on the moon? Or is that how it was taken by other countries maybe?
That is kind of crazy. Like, I don't know. Like, what if they did that just to be like, hey, gotcha, bitch, this is ours now.
Yeah.
But like, for us, it was just, they were like, hey.
That's one small step for man. Yeah. Fuck you, dude. You're being a dick. I can tell. I know a dick. I am one.
That's that shit, like, they teach history different for every country, you know?
Uh-huh.
Our history is like, we landed on the moon and everything's fucking awesome.
They're like, they claimed the moon.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, dude, that's kind of a dick move.
Yeah. Fuck. Well, I mean, wouldn't be the first time we made some big swinging dick moves like that.
Okay. I'm gonna make you feel stupid. How many different countries have landed on the moon?
Landed people?
Yeah.
One.
Can you say with confidence that we're the only ones to ever set foot on the moon?
No.
With confidence.
No. Not with confidence.
I think so. I think so too. But again, what if that's just what we've been taught?
Yeah.
What if on the whole, like, what if we're the only ones that don't know what's on the backside of the moon? Like, China's like, yeah, it's China. It's moon China.
No, it's the dark side of the moon's fucking the Fourth Reich, remember? All the special space force?
Nazis in space?
Yeah. Well, no. They didn't like the Nazi party, the Third Reich, so they left and they went to the moon and they created the Fourth Reich, and then
that makes sense.
Now they've been defending Mars for like forever.
I mean,
we talked about that on another episode, but Secret Space Force, that's what I was thinking of.
Secret Space Force, right. We're going to have to fight the moon Nazis.
Who knows? Maybe they're kind of chill. I mean, they did disagree with the Nazis, you know?
Oh, yeah. Maybe they just took the cool outfits and stuff. And they're like, all that other shit's kind of weird. We're out.
Yeah. Now they're fucking cosplaying 40K on the dark side of the moon.
Damn, you could not, like, that would be a brave step if okay, let's assume for a second that space Nazis are real, okay?
I don't have to assume.
Now, and then we find them, right? We're like, hey, we met the space Nazis on the other side. And they're like, it would be hard to be like, the space, they're really kind of cool. Like, and because everybody would be like, dude, what? And you're like, I know. It's just that they're called the space Nazis, but they're nothing like the Earth Nazis. They're actually pretty dope. And they would be like, no, you can't say that. That's evil. And it's like, no, they're really good and humanitarian. And I tried to tell them, like, maybe we should change your name. And they were like, no, we're the space Nazis. And you're like, this isn't going to fly. Here, you need a different PR person.
Their peace symbol is like a burning cross. Fuck.
But they're super chill, Like, they're like, hey, look, we've created free energy. Do you want it? And we're like, no, not from you, Nazis.
I need to talk to your HR department. We're going to need to clear some things up. Earth is not going to take kindly. We're going to start launching nukes to the backside of the moon.
Yeah, but we don't want to start shit with the space Nazis because, like,
obviously
they haven't had a reason for HR or for machines of war. But if we gave them a reason, we probably get our asses stomped.
No, they've been fighting the fucking shit on Mars like for.
Oh, so they're already they're prepared.
They're fighting lizard people and shit, dude.
And meanwhile, we're just like the lazy dumbass that's sleeping down here.
What we need to do is go with a peace offering so that they can fight the lizard people on Earth.
What if they've been reaching out to us for years? Like, guys, are y'all going to do anything about these fucking lizard people? And we're like, not for you, Nazis. So our governments are like trying to keep it shut because they don't want.
Well, that's because the government is all fucking full of lizard people. Yeah,
gotcha. So yeah, the space Nazis are like, look, we want to help y'all, but y'all are too dumb and can't get over the fact that we're Nazis. Their outfits are super dope, though.
Yeah.
And they're chill as fuck.
Got some cool mustaches, too.
Yeah. Space Nazi sympathizers. Damn.
Nice. So, speaking of space shit, a meteor. Actually, there's been a few, like, big fucking meteors that hit pretty recently. Mm-hmm. I saw a video one that was like, fuck, honestly, I don't remember where it was. I could take a stab in the dark, but I would be completely pulling it out of my ass. But I saw a video of it, like, going, through the fucking atmosphere or whatever, burning up. And it was like a quarter of the sky. Like, it was massive.
That's scary. Mm-hmm. You're like, that might suck if it, like, crashed into us or something.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that's where it's headed. There was one, I saw one. The story sucks, right? It's this little meteor that hit in Texas, and they were actually talking about how the article was talking about how overpopulation is kind of like the whole as a concept is kind of overblown because if a meteor randomly crashes in Texas, the odds are like nobody's even going to be around. Mm-hmm. Like there's still a shitload of space. We can get a lot more crowded up in this bitch. Mm-hmm. That was the gist of the article. But what was amusing to me about it was the metrics that they used were it was as heavy as 4 baby elephants, which meteors can be like whatever size, right?
Yeah.
But 4 baby elephants, and it was like, why not like 1 grown-up elephant or something, And then then they were like, but the really crazy thing is even though it was as heavy as 4 baby elephants, it was the size of a corgi. And I was like, what?
See, okay, but like,
and on the one hand, I want to laugh and make fun of them for being like a corgi, but on the other hand, it's like, well, what else is corgi size?
So that's kind of what I was thinking. Is like the corgi one, I can almost get because it's like most people know what a fucking corgi looks like and the size of a corgi, roughly, But I don't have a grasp on what 4 baby elephants weigh. Like I don't. That doesn't fucking register.
Yeah, is that a car or
they're
is
just gonna
that
use
like a building?
Yeah, like they're just using made up units like fucking baby elephants and kilograms and shit. Put it in fucking pounds.
I would imagine that a grown up elephant is probably 4 baby elephants, right?
Maybe. I have no fucking concept. Like none.
Someone's like, dude, baby elephants are like 200 pounds. You're a fucking idiot.
Yeah. I would think of a baby elephant like a bull, but a bull's like fucking 1,500 pounds, I think. Dude, I have no context here.
And why couldn't you come up with something that was the size of 4 baby elephants and be like, it's the size of that, like a killer whale or something? You know what I mean?
Well, no, because it's weight for the baby elephants. It's the size of a corgi.
Well, then you're right.
Which also means it's like crazy dense. 'Cause I can't imagine 4 baby elephants weighing like weight in the size of a corgi.
Yeah.
That would be like I don't think a corgi made out of fucking gold would weigh that much.
What else is corgi sized? You know what I mean? Like, I want to shit on them for using a corgi as a metric, but on the other hand, it's like that pretty much nails it. Like,
I mean, like a no. I was gonna say a case of beer, but that's still too small.
yeah, corgi's kind of a unique size, I guess. Maybe just when you're put on the spot. Quick, what's something that's the same size as a corgi? That's such a random question.
I don't know. Maybe like a fucking shop vac.
Yeah, it's bigger than a cat.
Yeah.
Right? But it's smaller than a dog.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's not a real dog if it's less than 50 pounds, in my opinion.
Dude, I can't think of anything that's corgi size. Never mind. I was wrong.
I concede. Like a power washer, maybe? Like, laid down on the side?
Maybe? No, that seems too big.
No. Well, I guess it depends on the power washer. But like a toolbox?
It depends on the toolbox. But yeah, I can see that. A toolbox with like 3 drawers and a lid,
Yeah.
Not the like little red toolbox. That's too small.
Right.
It'd have to be. Mm-hmm. So yeah, but see, then now, that's why you can't say a toolbox, because then people are like, well, what size toolbox are we talking about here? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is this Snapco or something? Like, how big is this?
It's like 3 briskets.
That's such a Texas unit of measurement. This catfish weighed the size of it weighed as much as 3 briskets. And you're like, damn, that's a big catfish.
I mean, fuck.
It is a big catfish.
Yeah, it is a big catfish.
But I mean, let's not sneer at a corgi-sized catfish. Like, that's a pretty good catfish too.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I'd be proud of it.
So, speaking of using food as measurement, there's something going on with some fucking wild Canadian pigs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, here, let me pull up the article. Something about their, like, super pigs. Canadian super pigs. Hold on.
So, like, what makes them super? Are they just fucking huge? Can they fly?
They have laser eyes? Like, what? Why are they super? For decades, wild pigs have been antagonized. Fuck you. Now, as fears over the potential of the pig impact in the U.S. grow, North America is also facing a new swine-related threat. Damn, the swine threat. Super pig, a giant, incredibly intelligent, highly elusive beast. Oh, come on.
Oh, so
that's not fair.
It's Bigfoot.
Capable of surviving cold climates by tunneling under snow, is poised to infiltrate the north of the country.
Fuck you, Bigfoot was great.
I'll write it down, Bigfoot. It's kind of shitty. It's like having a shitty neighbor that has like too many cats or something, And you're like, bro, you've got a serious fucking super pig problem. You need to handle this shit because it's like starting to come over onto my side.
Mm-hmm. But like, I don't know, man. So super intelligent, giant pigs, right? That's what we were getting at.
They can tunnel under snow. Apparently, that's a threat.
I'm pretty sure like a lot of pigs could do that.
I don't know why. What's the threat of a super intelligent pig? What if they're like really intelligent?
Like they start making lasers and shit?
Mm-hmm.
That could be a problem.
Laser pigs.
We're going to need Terminators. But like...
I just can't imagine them
so like when
proliferating over here.
When I think of a super pig, like what would scare me? It's like a pig mixed with like a rhino. Or it's like... you're not going to
armor.
You're not going to shoot it. Like that's not going to do anything. And it's fucking mad.
And now it knows where you are.
Yeah. Because they have super hearing.
Dude, have you ever seen those motherfuckers shoot the I don't know why I just thought of this. They shoot the hippopotamus with a giant shotgun.
Like point blank.
Those guys are like so fucking... Like, look, like it, hunting or not, whatever, fine. And even like shooting hippos is probably fucked up. But I don't know. There might be a lot. I don't know, honestly. If hippos are a problem...
Hippos kill a lot of fucking people.
Yeah, they're mean as fuck. And if you're talking about ethics and like making it fair, that's pretty fucking fair, because if that guy misses or like
he's gonna die,
it's gonna chomp him right after that. That's the whole strategy. Okay, here's what they do. For those of you listening, they basically get this big ass shotgun that shoots like extra like not buckshot, but like more, like You know what I mean? It shoots fucking marbles, bigger than that. Shooters, fucking giant pellets. And it's got 3 or 4 of them in this gnarly shotgun shell that's the size of a beer can, right?
Like the size of a baby corgi.
Yeah, it's 2 baby corgis, one each barrel. So they load this shit up, and it's a double barrel shotgun. And then they're like, all right, y'all load it up. And he's like, yep. And they go, all right, walk over there. That's where the fucking mean ass hippos are. And you don't shoot them like you're not sneaking up on them and killing them while they're like eating or something. That's not what you do.
They like piss them off.
You go over there and then you're like, hey, fuck you, hippos. And the hippo's like, nah, fuck you more. And so the hippo jumps up out of the water like fucking, I don't know, Jurassic Park or Anaconda or Jaws or something. Hippo jumps out of the water with its mouth open trying to chomp this motherfucker. And a hippo can chomp a motherfucker, right? I don't mean like it's going to chomp your arm or it's going to chomp your leg. No, it's going to chomp the whole motherfucker. So it comes up out of the water with its mouth open. You aim right at that underside of its mouth and try to shoot those pellets into its brain with its mouth open. If you miss, or you could even land, you could kill it and it could still kill you. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because it's fucking hippo. It's got momentum.
It's like jumping at you. Yeah.
So, I mean, for the sake of being, that's like trying to kill a bear. Those guys that kill bears with spears. I'm not really down for shooting bears, but if you're going to kill a bear, that's a pretty fucking badass way to do it. And I mean, it was a fair fight.
Oh, fuck, are they going to start sticking super pigs? Is that going to become a sport?
Dude, but see, a super pig, though, it's not like the hippo, the reason it works is because when it opens its mouth, it's vulnerable right there. There's the soft spot. If it was like rhino hippo, super pig, not hippo,
or
rhino pig.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't have a soft spot.
And maybe if they're hyper intelligent, they make Kevlar for themselves.
It's immune to bullets.
Yeah. This is beginning to worry me. It's becoming problematic now.
See, and that's what I'm saying. We need to go over to our neighbors and be like, yo, you got to get this super pig fucking situation under control. Because
not cool, man.
You set up some traps or something. I don't know. Call an exterminator. Nah, I can't help but think there's going to be some crazy rednecks over here that are like, super pigs, awesome. Like, let's go kill them.
Yeah. Turns out super pigs are still like at least semi-vulnerable to helicopters and machine guns.
And he's going to be like, check out the size of this super pig I got. And he's like, that's not a super pig. That's just a regular pig. No, that's a fucking super pig. Look at it. How can you tell? And it's, like the size of its tusk. See the laser eyes? That's how you can tell. It's got Terminator eyes.
You see how it's wearing a Kevlar vest? Yeah, motherfucker.
That gives it away. And they're like, damn, how'd you get it? Fucking poison. All
right, let's do shots.
Okay.
Dude, so
here, give me your shot.
While you're pouring up shots, I got something to bitch about.
Did you say porn?
Huh?
Did you say porn?
Yeah.
I got pouring up shots.
I got something to bitch about. So, I'm not going to get into the fucking Whataburger argument, right? It's pretty divisive at the moment. But what I will say is that Whataburger has like some kind of dope sauces, right? Like they got the fucking honey butter, like.
Okay.
They have some okay shit.
I'll acknowledge that.
They sell that bottled at the fucking grocery store, right? So, like, Whataburger was not involved here other than their product was on a shelf at a fucking gas station, right?
At a gas station?
Or at a...
not a restaurant either. No. Fucking grocery store? God, we're stupid. Yeah. Super pigs are going to outsmart us.
They already have, dude. I think regular pigs are close. So anyway, I went and I was getting sauce from like Whataburger. So you don't actually go there for that. You just see it on the shelf and you're like, fuck, man, I do want honey butter.
You made a special trip. You're like, babe, I got to run to the store. We're out of honey butter. Whataburger honey butter.
So.
Oh, damn.
Anyway, I'm lying to you. My wife actually bought the sauce, but it was the patty melt sauce.
Okay.
I think they call it like creamy pepper sauce or something. But anyway, she brought it home, and then like a couple days later, I'm eating something, and I went, "Holy fuck, we have Whataburger creamy pepper sauce! Hell yeah!" And
you're like, it just so happens I was microwaving 7 corn dogs right now.
Yeah, so perfect. So I grab it and I looked at it, right, and I was like, "Fuck yeah!" And then I like ate it, and then nothing happened, right? Then like a couple days later, I go back and I'm like, "Hell yeah, we have this sauce! I'm making me some chicken nuggies, and I'm eating some Whataburger sauce." So I get it, and I look at the bottle. And I realized that it expired in December.
Okay.
Now, it was still so obviously it's like middle February right now.
Uh-huh.
It was still sealed, right? Like it had the fucking
It's probably fine.
yeah.
It's just what, like mayonnaise and shit?
Yeah. So I like Googled it and I was like, hey, you know, Whataburger sauce is expired, but it was sealed. What's up? And I found like a whole fucking thing of people being like, dude, the best one that I've ever found expired like a week later. Like it's just a thing. Like they just say that their shit expires by like the day that it hits the shelf. And
maybe it's not like it doesn't have a shelf life. Like it really doesn't, but it sits on the shelf anyway and people just buy it.
Maybe, but everything that I read from everybody else was like, as long as it was sealed when you bought it, and since you unsealed it, it's in the fridge, it's fine. Just don't fucking worry about it.
Yeah. And
it's also like, it's one of those things too, where it's like a best buy date, not a fucking expiration date, you know?
Oh, that's just a suggestion. That's not even.
Yeah. So, all right. Now here's where my conspiracy theory brain kicks in, right? Is Whataburger like intentionally putting a best buy date that's very shortly after you buy it off the shelf? That way you're like, oh fuck, it's expired. And the next time you're in the store, you're like, I want to get some more of that shit.
I don't know. No, no, I don't think so.
I think actually just expired.
I think there's some like FDA motherfucker that's like, dude, this shit isn't gonna like last on the shelf. You're gonna have to put it like a week. That's it. Mm-hmm. And Whataburger's like, fuck it, people will eat it anyway.
Yeah,
and we will.
Yeah, I am.
Dude, I'm that greasy motherfucker that's like, I mean, packets of mayonnaise are in the fucking tub at the restaurant, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, you can leave your mayonnaise out on the counter for 2 or 3 days. It's not gonna hurt.
Nah, it's fine.
It's fine. What? It's just fucking like eggs and milk?
Yeah.
You know? Shit doesn't go bad.
Oh. No, that's good for you. That's that shit. Like, you know, like when the older generation was like, oh, that kid's eating dirt. And they're like, ah, it's good for him.
Yeah, it'll build up an immunity, right?
Mm-hmm. Dude, I'll be the first to admit, I eat some pretty fucked off leftovers from time to time. I do a lot. Like, y'all know, I travel for work, right? Mm-hmm. So there's times where, like, I'll go get fucking dinner and then I'll have leftovers and I'll go back to my hotel room. Hotel rooms typically are pretty few and far between on giving you like a mini fridge and a microwave, you know, especially like higher end ones. So there's a lot of times that I eat like day or two old leftovers that have been sitting on like my counter.
Ooh, that's questionable.
Yeah. I don't do it with anything.
I struggled with a microwave today.
Yeah.
All right. So you know the button on the microwave that's like 30 seconds?
Yeah.
You just push the 30-second button?
Yeah.
That's the only button I push.
Yeah.
Right? Like ever. If I need a minute and a half, I push the 30-second button 3 times. Yeah. You know? And it helps me with my math too. What happens though when you go to a different, like a foreign microwave now, you know, and you're trying to figure out how to use this and it's like, oh, there's only a minute button and you're like, well, I only need to cook it for 30 seconds. I don't need a minute. And you know, I'm going to walk away from this motherfucker and come back. Like I can't just push a whole minute. I can't commit to that. Mm-hmm. So, but then you have to figure out how to, and like my monkey brain was like, well, just push the 3 and the 0. And it was like, nope, not doing that. And I was like, okay, well, now what? Like, I mean, there's not a cook, but there was a clock. I was like, maybe clock? Nope, that's not it. Timer? Nope. I said timer and I was like, maybe that's the, like, set it for 30 seconds, you know? So I pushed the timer button, push 30 seconds, push start, and it just starts counting down for 30 seconds. And I was like, well, fuck. Mm-hmm. How do I get this thing to start? And just for 30 seconds.
Dude, so I had a microwave where, like, each of the digits, I guess, was start it for that long.
Yeah.
And so forever, I just would go over and hit 1 and walk away. You know, just start for a minute. And
that's the way it should be.
Yeah. And then now I have the model that you're talking about with the, like, just click 30 seconds, however many times you need it. But yeah, no, like if there's not like a, you know, cook time or something, dude, I'll go full fucking, I don't give a fuck. I'm clicking popcorn and I'll fucking come back later.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why, dude. I struggled with, and like, if I needed like 10 minutes, say at home, I've got the one that has the buttons, right? But it's only through 6. And so if it's something, you know, like a lasagna or something, you know, you got to cook the lasagna in the tray for fucking like 25 minutes in the microwave.
Yeah.
I don't know how to set the microwave to 25 minutes, you know? I don't think it'll even go that long. So what I do is I just hit the 6 and then I have to come back and hit the 6 again and keep track of it in my head, how many times I've done it.
Yeah. So I kind of do the same. That's okay. So the only time I don't do the 30-second thing is I'll sometimes get these little like frozen pot pies, and these motherfuckers take like 5 minutes to cook, you know? Mm-hmm. And it's kind of the same issue. I don't know how to make it like go 5 minutes very easily. But I also don't want to click fucking
30 seconds.
30 seconds
like 1,000 times.
Yeah. But I do know how to make it do like a minute pretty easily. And so I'll just like, here, go like a minute. And then I'll like hit the 30 seconds until I feel like it's done, you know?
You got to tag team them. You use them in tandem. Look, I need 12 minutes, but I only got the 6 button. Like, that's as high as it goes. So I'm going to hit the 6, and then I'm going to 30 seconds it from there.
Yeah. Dude, you ever microwave some fucked up shit?
Like stuff you're not supposed to microwave?
Well, I mean, that too. You know, like,
like an egg?
Like spoons. Or like a tray of chicken. No. I would like, okay, so the first thing that came to mind is like, don't microwave fish in the fucking office, you know?
Yeah.
So that's
it's
real dick move.
I think that every time I have fish left over, I'm like, oh, I should take that for lunch. And then I'm like, no, I'm not going to be that asshole. And you don't want to eat it cold, right? Like, you have to heat it up.
I was thinking like fucking shrimp or like crawfish. That could be fucked up.
Yeah, it's crawfish season too.
Hell yeah.
I'm doing a crawfish cook-off like next week, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
like you're going to one or you're like...
No, I'm doing it.
Oh, nice.
But the reason I haven't... well, what the fuck? Why, I don't get invited? No, the reason it's a work deal, right?
Okay.
The way it started was one of my guys was like, hey, it's crawfish season. We ought to do like a crawfish boil on the weekend or something. Then I was like, we could probably like shut down a little bit early on a Friday and just do a crawfish cook-off, boil. So then I start putting those pieces together. And
is it a cook-off or a boil?
A boil,
okay.
Not a cook-off. But I start putting those pieces together just so like my team can have a crawfish boil, And then I was trying to be cool about it, so I like went inside and I told like the office mom. There's always an office mom, right? The one that brings cakes on people's birthdays and stuff.
Yeah.
I told her and I was like, hey, we're doing a crawfish boil, and of course, like you're invited because you're super cool and you make awesome chocolate cake.
Yeah.
And I guess
what's up with some chocolate cake for the crawfish boil?
Yeah. But then her strategy from there was to like invite everybody else in the company. Like, hey, Blake and the guys out there are doing a crawfish boil. Like everyone's invited. And I was like, oh no.
Oh fuck.
Like now I'm doing a company wide crawfish boil. So I went from like, I don't know, we'll get like 30 pounds. That's good enough for, 8 guys and, a couple other people. Yeah. I think now we're at 90 pounds.
Damn.
We got 90 pounds set aside, just 3 of the bags. So I don't know. I'm excited about it. We've got the burners. There's, a couple of us that have crawfish boils, like the apparatus. So we're just going to bring all of it. Oh, right, so I'm going to give, I don't know if I want, I'm going to give away a cooler. I have a Yeti cooler that I got for free from one of our vendors or something.
Yeah.
And, I got it and I felt bad taking it, like it being mine because it's such a cool gift.
Yeah.
But I was also like, I don't want to just like throw this in the shop and be like, hey guys, anybody wants a Yeti cooler?
Yeah.
That's shitty. So I took it. I fucking, like, as soon as I got it, it got delivered and I fucking, no, shut up. This is mine. But I haven't used it, haven't opened it. Still got the tag on. It's brand fucking new. And I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to like give it away, but I'm going to give someone a Yeti cooler. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. I mean, that's dope. All right. So tell me this, what's your favorite part of like your favorite piece of the crawfish boil?
The crawfish.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Dude, I
sometimes that corn is pretty fire too, though.
Sometimes the fucking potatoes are fire. Sometimes the sausage is fucking bueno. Like that's some good shit right there.
Yeah. I thought about throwing in some shrimp too. How do you feel about throwing shrimp in with the crawfish? It's basically just a cop out, right? Like,
I think it's fine as like I would say it's like a 1 to 2 or 3 ratio.
Yeah, because the crawfish is the game, right? Like that's the goal.
Yeah.
But
and then the corn and the sausage and shit like that, that's like filler. Like that's what gets you full because crawfish isn't like that filling. But the crawfish is what you're there for. I think shrimp just kind of like adds to it. It's another thing that soaks up all the flavor, kind of like crawfish does. But
dude, I'm a crawfish peeling motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm that guy that like
you suck the heads.
Oh yeah. Yeah, dude. And used to I would like suck the heads and just like get a little bit of juice because I didn't know how to squeeze the head right. And then at some point, someone showed me like, no, you got to squeeze it, and it gets that fucking jelly to squirt out in your mouth. You know, very heterosexually.
Yeah.
So they showed me how to squeeze the head. That's it. It's fucking good, dude. That's almost as good as the fucking tail. If you got the taste for it, if you can get over the texture, right? It's fucking good.
Texture's tough.
It's real squiggly.
Yeah.
So much so, it's so good that now I'm the guy that'll like break the head open and like just lick the fucking
brains.
Yeah.
That
shit's good, dude. I'm just saying. Don't knock it till you tried it.
So obviously I'm there for the crawfish. I love the actual like crawfish tails, eating that.
Dude, I have to handicap myself. That's what I was gonna say. I can peel them so fast that I'm like, I've eaten like 25 crawfish, like these other guys 3. You know, I need to fucking step back. You know,
yeah.
Let someone else have a shot.
So but I have to say, I think okay. So you're there for a crawfish boil. Outside of the fucking crawfish, I think the sausage is my favorite.
I don't know. It's all good, dude. The corn. Did you break your mic?
Yeah. Gonna if it doesn't fucking act right.
Sometimes though, the corn is like, because it soaks up all the flavor, right? So you put that hot shit in there, everything else is like kind of a little bit hot, and then the corn is like, holy shit, that's spicy.
So like the sausage can do that kind of too at times.
Yeah, I guess so can the potatoes. I've definitely had some spicy ass. I don't know if I've talked about this on the show. The best crawfish boil I ever had was this guy. It was a Cajun, or he actually wasn't Cajun, but he lived in Louisiana like his whole college career and after, and he even so far as like he started doing like he was doing weekly crawfish boils during the season. So like it was just known that like, oh, you go over to this, you know, frat house and fucking they do a crawfish boil. And then he kept going, like he kept doing it even when he moved away or whatever, got done with college. It was still like, okay, we need help organizing a crawfish boil, and he would like go back and help them fucking set up, you know what I mean? It was an event.
Gotcha.
Guy was good at it, and he was like from Louisiana. Like again, he's not from Louisiana, but anyway, he's good at it. So he came over here, and it was a friend of a friend type of deal. Go over to a friend's house. He starts doing the crawfish, and the way he did it, first of all, butter. Lots of butter. Yeah. Which makes sense now that I think about it, because like buffalo wings, it's just fucking butter, right? Yeah. It's butter and spicy shit. That's what it is. But that's how you get that real like rich texture. So anyway, he gets the pot boiling and dump a shitload of fucking seasoning in there, squeeze a shitload of lemons in there, and then just let it boil like for an hour. Just let it boil by itself. Nothing in it. Then you throw your other shit in there. You let it get back up to boiling again, right? Because everything else has to cook. Once it gets back up to boiling again, then you take all your crawfish, throw it in there, put the lid on it, and kill the fire. And, you know, most people are like, oh, you don't need to cook crawfish for very long. You know, 5 minutes and it's done. But that's in a like rolling boil, right? This guy didn't do that. He threw it in like a hot pot and then just let it soak, and it absorbed more of the flavor, but it didn't get rubbery because he let it, like he threw it in there, killed the fire, and then just let it sit. I don't know for how long, 30 minutes at least, which seems crazy, but again, it's not boiling, it's cooling off. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So by the time you get to it, the crawfish is cooked, it's hot, it's not rubbery and shitty, and it's not, it didn't just get like flash boiled so that it doesn't absorb any of the flavor. It was so good.
That's pretty fucking rad.
Also, like 2 pounds of butter in this fucking pot. Like, you know, the 4 sticks that come in a block of butter? Put one of those in before, and then one of those in after it gets back up to a rolling boil, and you've got everything else in there.
So, for anybody who's listening that doesn't like spicy food, I feel like really, really fucking bad for you. Because you'll never be able to enjoy a crawfish boil the way that it's supposed to be. Dude, it's so fucking good.
And you've got beer there. You know what I mean? You got spicy food and cold beer. This is like tale as old as time. This is some fucking, you know? What movie is that from? Beauty and the Beast shit, you know? It's spicy, and then you drink the beer, and it cools your mouth. And then you have to drink a lot of it because it's too spicy, right? But then you keep eating it because that's another way to keep the spice under control, is you can just keep eating. And before you know it, not only are you stuffed because you've been shoveling crawfish into your fucking mouth, you're also drunk because you've been chugging beers the whole time. It's awesome.
Dude, like, oh man. people that can't eat like spicy food won't have crawfish boils like that. They won't be able to drink beer and eat chicken wings at the bar like that.
They're missing out.
Dude. Damn, it sucks to suck.
One of my guys has one of those crawfish tables. He's going to bring it in. It's one of those crawfish tables that's round, and it's got like the kiddie like lunch trays built into the table.
Oh yeah,
so you can kind of contain it. And then in the center, it's got a knockout thing, like a bucket thing. Mm-hmm. You can take that out, so you can just put a brute trash can under it, and you can throw all your shit in the middle.
Fuck yeah,
it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. I think,
but there's only one of those, and there's going to be like 35, 40 people there. Yeah. So we're going to have to set up some just old ass, your regular ass folding tables with plastic on them.
Old school style.
Yeah. That's good too, though. You take the butter and just smear it on the table. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about?
I mean, there's not really a wrong way.
No. Well, eating it with your hands out of the bucket, that's probably the wrong way.
All right. Let's do another shot.
All right. While we're on the topic of tables, though. Mm-hmm. I'm going to call this table. I'm going to be like, yo, that's my spot at this fucking crawfish table. And I'm going to fuck it up. Mm-hmm. My question is, what is the etiquette for reserving a table at a common place like that? So we went to, that fucking place where you took your dog.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And it was kind of cold outside, if you remember.
Yeah.
And there were these tables sitting out in like the patio area that had like fires in the center. Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh, that would be super comfortable. We should sit around that. But the whole place was packed. Every table was taken, right?
Right.
So we didn't end up getting one of those, but we're sitting over here looking at one of those, shivering, being like, that would be fucking dope. Well, then it's like, oh, there's a table that opened up. We should go sit it around the fire, right? Mm-hmm. But you walked over there and someone had thrown a jacket over one chair.
Yeah.
So now we're sitting here being cold.
I'm gonna take this a step further, or give a little bit more explanation, I guess. This wasn't like a short period of time.
Right.
We were there for several hours, and there was a table that didn't have any motherfuckers by it. Like a
roaring fire, too. Yeah. Like, they had the propane turned all the way up on that motherfucker.
And there was no motherfuckers around it for, like, more than 30 minutes.
And it's like, well, maybe we should just go sit over there. Like that table seems open, right? They must have left. No, they're just, like, running around, playing, talking to other people.
Yeah.
And it's like...
hanging out at other fires. But they left their jacket at this one.
That's kind of a dick move. I'm just saying.
It's definitely a dick move.
The way I see it, I'm going to reserve my spot at the crawfish table, right? Like, no, this is fucking Blake's spot. But I'm going to eat my crawfish, and I can do it fast, right? Because I just already mentioned I'm a fucking champion crawfish peeler. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to get my shit, eat it, and then I'm going to get the fuck out of the way and let someone else jump on, you know?
Yeah.
Because I'm better than those people.
But see...
those people that threw a jacket over a fucking chair, and they're like, oh yeah, you can't have this table.
Here's the deal, though. I can't be that mad at them because, like, if I was in their shoes, right, I would totally do the same thing. 100%. I would totally be like, oh yeah, we're locking down this motherfucker right here. If we're going to be here for the next, like, 4 or 5 hours and we got prime real estate, I'm not losing this motherfucker.
But then you should have someone there.
You should.
Like, someone should be holding it down.
Yeah.
What about, I've seen it at a parking lot before.
Somebody needs to steal all their shit. Dude, you left your fucking cell phone and your kid's tablet or something sitting by the fire? I don't know. It was gone when we got here.
I've seen it at a parking lot before. A motherfucker just standing there. Like, he's standing in a open parking spot. And it's like, yo, there's no parking. And they're like, I know. That's why my friends are going to be here in just a minute. And I'm holding this. And it's like, no, that's not how this works. Cars reserve spots. Like,
yeah,
not you. Mm-hmm. See how I've got a car? I'm about to park it in that car parking spot.
Whether you're in it or under it.
Isn't that kind of a dick move?
Oh, it's definitely a dick move. So on that note, did you know that you can just, like, drive around with a cone in your car?
Yeah. I mean, there's no law against it.
So this is one of the fucked off things that I did when I was a younger man.
I already know where this is going.
So there was a few cone stories, but I'll save some of that. But I would drive around and I would leave a cone in the back of my Jeep, like a Grand Cherokee, you know, like the SUV motherfuckers, or mini SUV, I don't know, whatever the fuck. But dude, I could leave like a parking spot knowing that I was going to be coming back to that place shortly, you know?
Yeah, you're just running to the store or something.
Yeah, and I could back out and stick a cone in my spot and then drive to wherever the fuck I was going, come back, and throw the cone back in my shit and park.
Yeah, that's kind of a dick move.
Oh, it's definitely a dick move. It's a fucking super dick move. But like nobody,
But it works.
Nobody questions a cone, dude.
It's like a guy with a orange reflective vest. You're like, oh, that guy is supposed to be here. You know?
Yeah,
You just walk in,
dude. Yeah, and that also
start
works.
telling people what to do. Like, hey, you need to come stand over here. And they're like, fuck, he's got a vest on.
Dude, that also like kind of applies to if you wear all black and you go to like any kind of event, like a concert or something like that, you know? Mm-hmm. If you wear all black and you just walk with purpose, dude, you can walk in anywhere in that fucking event and nobody will say a goddamn thing.
Good to know. Life pro tip. Mm-hmm. What is the subreddit that's like unethical life pro tips?
Yeah, there's unethical and then there's also illegal.
We're just doing
unethical.
I both. Yeah. We're just doing unethical. We're not going there.
But yeah, dude, if you dress in all black and or have a vest or whatever and you walk with purpose and like a place that you're not
Dude, you
supposed
carry
to
a ladder? If you carry a ladder, you can go anywhere.
Anywhere. Literally anywhere. Because not
like,
only
Mr. President, I'm going to need you to get the fuck out of the way. Like, move over here. And he's like, well, damn, he's got a ladder. This guy's taking care of something.
So not only can you go anywhere because people will just be like, oh, he's got a ladder. Let him go wherever the fuck he's trying to get to.
Yeah, it's heavy.
But also you have a ladder. So like you can climb wherever you need to get to also.
You just take it right up to the stage, lay it down and walk up there, pick it back up from the top.
Yeah.
Fucking going places. Ain't nothing getting in my way.
How far do you think you could get in like a major fucking situation like that?
That would be a cool game.
Mm-hmm. Like you're definitely going to jail at a certain point.
You would want to wear all, like a concert is the place to do this at. And you would want to wear all black, and then you would want to put the reflective vest on over it and then carry a ladder. So you're getting in, like, you show up late in a van, right? And you get out and you're like, all right, grab the ladder, and you put the fucking hard hat and grab the ladder and start walking.
And then you carry some cable on the other hand.
And now you're getting into like the places you're not supposed to park. Boom, you got your parking spot, park, get your ladder and your cable, and then you're like you're like, hey, out of the way, I got a fucking, technician here. Get backstage, but pretty soon it's like, okay, fucking the guy is right up there on stage. Like, how am I going to get up there? They know I'm not supposed to be on the stage with the ladder right now. He's performing, Mm-hmm. So that's when you got to drop the ladder, drop the cable, take off the hard hat, take off the vest. Boom. Now you're in all black. And you're like, yeah, maybe put some headphones on. Mm-hmm. And then you're like, boom, I'm walking up the stairs past the fucking guy. I'm getting right up on stage. And then that's when you just take your clothes off and you run across the stage, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then that's the victory. That's the win.
Yeah. So
you got to jump into the crowd though, like run across the stage, and then before they can catch you, you jump into the crowd.
What's the hardest that you flex? Would the crowd catch you if you're naked? I'm just wondering.
You'd have like a
cup,
a Speedo, like a Ukraine flag Speedo. They would totally catch you.
You're gonna want to wear a cup though. If you're jumping from a stage into a crowd in a Speedo.
Yeah, cup might be safe.
Yeah. So you made me think of I guess the game would be like, what's the hardest flex that you've actually done in real life of like, oh, I'm not supposed to be here. Fuck you. I'm about to be here harder than so I was working at a university in New York, not New York, but just in the New York state. Right. Mm-hmm. And we had this we had this hookup, and we knew the people protecting the parking lot because it was pass only, right? And we had a rented car, and they weren't going to give us a fucking parking pass. But we had the hookup with the main motherfucker at the school, and she had contacted them and was like, "Hey, when this person shows up, they say they're with this company, just let them fucking in." It was basically the staff parking lot kind of thing, right? But they had a security guard. Mm-hmm. So they had this obviously they had an event going on because I was working the event, and I was it was at 4 separate locations in town. So I had to run errands between each one of them and drop shit off. And
you got to be able to get in and get out.
Yeah. So I get back to the main campus where the staff parking lot is, right? And our motherfuckers that we've been chilling with for the last few days, well, they're not there anymore. It's a new motherfucker that obviously doesn't know what the fuck is going on. So I tried to pull in, and I was like, hey, look, I'm going to be here for 5 fucking minutes. I just need to grab some shit from in here and go back to one of your other properties. We're managing this event. We've just got shit to do, Mm-hmm. And he's like, you're not pulling into this parking lot, period. End of story. You're not doing it. The event is live now. You're fuck off. And I was like, all right, let me rephrase this. I'm either going to pull into this parking lot or I'm going to drive up the fucking sidewalk to where I need to load my shit down there where the event is happening. And he was like, you're not pulling in this parking lot. And I was like, all right, word. And so I fucking pulled around the entire fucking side of the school and drove. It wasn't a sidewalk, but it was like a one way, like obviously you're not supposed to be driving here kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And drove all the way up to the fucking doors, which was easier for me, and was like, hey, I need to load some stuff. And the main lady or whatever that we were talking to that had given the other homies, like, you know,
the all clear.
Yeah. She came down and she was like, what are you doing? Like, you're like, the event is live. Don't be parked right here. And I was like, I know, they wouldn't let me park up there. And you have an event going on. There's not parking for like 100 fucking miles. Yeah. And she was like, they didn't let you in. And I was like, yeah. And she was like, fuck, all right. And then she just walked off. The next time I came around, you bet your ass I pulled in that parking lot.
Yeah, when you ask that question, like places you weren't supposed to be, one time I went to a Kevin Fowler concert, and this was back. I mean, I've been to a couple Kevin Fowler concerts actually since like this, but this was back like when he was at his height of fame, you know? Huge fucking outdoor stage, like VIP area, like, you know, it was the whole fucking thing. And, I wanted to get back there to meet him. Right. Mm-hmm. And he was coming off the stage and it was like, I can see him. He's right there. The only thing between me and him is this fucking bouncer that's guarding the, like, you can't come back here, like, gate, you know? And me and the homie were just like, let's rush it. I don't know. Let's run, you know? And so we just ran past him. Like, we didn't sneak past him. We didn't fucking, like, try to talk our way. We just ran past him, and he was like, wait, what? And then we get all the way up to, and he's chasing, and it's not far, right? You know, fucking 50 feet or something.
Yeah.
We run past him. He's like, wait, and he's doing that. And then we get to Kevin Fowler, and I'm like, Kevin, can I have your autograph? And he goes, yeah, man, sure. My name's Kevin. And he stuck out his hand to shake my hand. I was like, oh, shit. My name's Blake. And like, right as I'm shaking Kevin Fowler's hand, the bouncer's just walking up behind me all deflated, like, oh, fuck. And he turned around and walked back, and I fucking talked to Kevin Fowler for a minute.
Oh, yeah. That's what's up, dude.
But I was like, either he's going to catch us and like tell us to leave, and the fucking concert's over.
Right,
you know?
Yeah.
Or we'll make it. I don't know. And it fucking worked. You know, sometimes you just got to take the shot you got.
Dude, so, you know how I was talking about, like, being in all black, you can just go kind of wherever you want at, like, concerts and stuff?
Yeah.
So I was at Cedar Park Center, and I was actually seeing Leonard Skinner. And we had, like, you know, whatever fucking tickets, like, just general fucking seating, you know? And I was like, I'm gonna go poke around. Because I had been to a concert in that venue before where I was in, like, a box. And the box was fucking cool, right? Had like mini fridge and some snacks and whatever, you know? So I was like, I'm gonna go look. Cause okay, some context. When I was in that box the time before, like nobody fucking checked my shit. Like nobody did anything. Like I just walked in there and they were like, oh, you're in this box too? Cool.
Yeah.
And so I went up there and like, again, I was in all black and I just walked with purpose and I got up there and I just like, going down the hallway, started checking the doors to the boxes, and boom, one of them fucking turned, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
It was unlocked.
And so I pop in there, dude. All the lights are off in the box or whatever, right? So you can't really see in there. There's a door, so nobody's looking in from the hallway, and so I'm like, "Oh shit!" And I'm with like 3 other people, and I was like, "Hey, here's the box number. Come up here. Just make sure nobody."
Oh, look, this one right here. This one's ours.
Mm-hmm. I was like, make sure just like nobody sees you going into it. But, like, just walk up here and fucking, like, nobody's going to question you. Just get up here and act like you're walking to your seats, you know? So they get up there, and while they're walking up, I was like, oh, let me see what's going on in here. Open the mini fridge, and there's, like, a 12-pack of beer in the mini fridge. So, anyway,
you're like, for me?
Yeah. So, anyway, we ended up drinking, like...
12 beers?
No, we got sketched out, so I think there was 4 of us there, so we drank, like, 2 beers apiece, and anyway, we saw most of the concert from a box, and we definitely weren't supposed to be there. It was a good fucking time, though. Speaking of concerts, actually, hold on. Yeah, let's do shots first.
Shots, let's go.
Shots.
Tink.
But... I got a new bucket list item.
All right.
So, apparently they have, like... It's beatboxing competitions.
They've had that since beatboxing.
Right. But it's like... Okay, so the way this one works is it's you're allowed to have a looper. Like, have you ever seen one person play an entire song, and because
yeah, but I feel stupid because I don't know what that thing's called.
I forgot the name of it.
You know, like you can record yourself and then you push the button and it loops it and then you like add stuff to it.
Yeah. So anyway, it's based on that. So the rules basically say that you have to make all of the music, or like all of the sound has to come from you. Now, once it's recorded, you can add effects and loop it and do all whatever the fuck you want, change the tempo, pitch it up and down, whatever, you know? Mm-hmm. But you have to make the sound and then mix it on the fly. You can't have any pre-recorded samples in your song.
That's so much cool. Like, there's a part of me that's like, well, but that's not beatboxing, you know? If you can modulate stuff, if you can change it around, then it's gonna be crazier and wilder. But it's like, yeah, that's like cutting a football field in half and making the fucking field goals twice as big. Like, you're gonna get some more action that way, you know?
Yeah, for sure. But like, okay, so that's the thing is it's battles, right? So think like a rap battle, but it doesn't have to be rap in the beatboxing thing. It's a beatboxing battle that's like a rap battle. Mm-hmm. So one person, they get 3 minutes. And then like after the 3 minutes, I think it's basically like 3 minutes and 10 seconds because they get 3 minutes to do their shit. And then like 10 seconds of like,
shut it down.
Hey, you need to end it now. And then it goes back and forth and each person gets 2. And then there's like judges and everything for deciding who wins. But anyway, so I went on like a deep dive on this, right? Like I binge watched this shit for like 5 hours one night and, they have some fucking wild shit. So what I expected going into it, hearing like, okay, it's a beatboxing battle. I was like, all right, word, this will be kind of interesting. I'll check it out, you know? Mm-hmm. Dude, they're dropping like dubstep tracks that you wouldn't be able to differentiate from fucking dubstep that was produced on a fucking computer.
I listened to one. You showed me one before the show, and I was like, "Oh, this isn't what I expected." When you said beatboxing,
yeah,
but that's why I think it's cool because you just give them that one tool, right? Like that little machine, whatever that machine is, and it makes it so much better. Like like orders of magnitude better,
infinitely. So what's interesting too is they're allowed that one machine, right? Like their loop machine. And then if they want it, they're allowed to add one external device that's basically like, think like a MIDI device, right? That if they loop something, then they can add it to a key, or they can add like, hey, I want this effect attached to this key so it's easier for me to, change what I want to change. But what was cool about the one that I showed you is he only uses the loop machine and its inbuilt effects. And that guy that I showed you, he actually does all of his beatboxing or whatever, recording all that stuff, like as it's going on, he's using one device. And he actually then, once he starts looping and has everything recorded and he's just, mixing and stuff at that point, he does start rapping. And in his rap, he talks shit to the other guy for using a second device because he's only using one.
I saw him. The thing I thought was cool was he gets it looping and then he kills the microphone and he's recording something, but he's still like, it's not just looped and playing because he's doing he's playing the music on the little fucking machine while he's recording like the next thing that he's about to drop. Mm-hmm. So he's like multitasking. Yeah, it was impressive.
It's crazy multitasking. So he'll do like not just him, but all of them will do things like they'll like. But
then you don't. What was cool about the way he did that? Like he turned the
mic volume all the way down. That way he could beatbox something that he wanted to loop for the next part of the song
and drop it without you having to hear the before he changes it and makes it crazy sounding.
Right. And then also on top of that, he does that, mixes what he already has going currently, and then that guy also is rapping over the top of it when he's not beatboxing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's impressive. It's cool. I'm going to check more of it. I mean, what do you even look for? Beatbox competition?
There's a channel. It's I want to say it's like fucking Sweden or something. I don't know. But it's like a whole competition. So the one that I showed you was actually, I think, the finals from this last year. And it was super dope. But anyway, I would highly recommend anybody checking it out. If you like what you have in your head of beatboxing is not this, but it is still super fucking cool.
Nice.
So I don't know, man.
Hold on. Pause for nature. I got to take a piss. Okay. Hang on. And look at that. Through the magic of, the internet, I no longer have to pee, and their shots magically poured.
Weird.
Yeah, like in an instant.
Cheers.
Oh. I bet it seems like we just took a shot.
Probably.
Did we just take a shot? Yeah.
I know we just did.
All right, switching gears. So there's this motherfucker. A North Carolina man developed uncontrollable Irish accent during prostate cancer treatment. Now, I've heard of this before. It's called FRS, I think. FAS. That's what it is. Foreign accent syndrome. I don't know, something fucking sciencey about how like the cancer treatment attacks parts of your brain or something. But let's be real. Like if you just magically show up one day with an Irish accent that's like out of your control, that's fucking hilarious. Like that's so awesome. I mean,
what accent do you think you would have?
But see, that's what confuses me is it's like what if I can't do very many accents, you know? Like foreign accents, well,
yeah.
But something could happen to my brain where it's like, oh yeah, now you have that accent. How the fuck?
Yeah. You got scrambled, dude.
I think there was like a Chinese lady that had a English, or no, it was the other way around. It was a British lady that woke back up with a Chinese accent.
Have you noticed that I don't see a lot of reports about like fucking Mexican dudes waking up with American accents?
Well, yeah, I haven't heard of anybody waking up with an American accent.
Like, could you imagine like a fucking Cuban waking up and being like, "I'm from New York."
Forget about it.
I've never heard that story. I have heard about like, you know, an Asian accent or an Irish accent or something else, right? I guess come to think, I don't know. I've never heard of somebody waking up with like a fucking Nicaraguan accent or something, but
well, because no one's ever heard a Nicaraguan accent. Like that would be the real deal. Like if you went to sleep and then you woke up and you had you spawned a new accent that you literally never even heard before, that would be some wild shit.
Yeah, like a fucking Chilean accent or something.
Yeah, I don't have no idea what that would even sound like.
Actually, I do because I know a Chilean. But
and they're like, "Holy shit, he has a Chilean accent now," and you're like, "I know."
I didn't even know that was Chilean. Oh, that'd be even weirder if you were just like, "Yeah, I'm from Chile."
Yeah, but then you just think like, I don't know. Now your brain's just broken.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if you nailed the accent and knew where it came from and had never heard that accent before.
Yeah, I'm more thinking like if you're self-aware enough, if you're like you start talking to someone at fucking Starbucks and they're like, "Oh, you're from Ireland or something," and you're like, "No, I'm from right here," but you know, I have this FAS thing.
Yeah, that would be kind of wild, dude. They would commit you. Like that. End of the day,
it sounds bullshit, doesn't it? Like but I'm pretty sure it's not. Like people don't just decide to change their accent. I guess they do. I don't know. People are fucking wild.
Dude, I can tell you this. After spending an extended period of time in, like, another state, I've noticed myself pick up some of their accent. Like, not necessarily, like, replacing mine, right? But, like, I don't know. Like, so, when I was younger, right? Like, I have family that lives in California. I have family that lives in Florida. I have family that lives in the Northeast, right? And specifically, I think it was the Northeast ones. Like, I went to, I think it was Pennsylvania at the time, where they've moved around up there, but I think it was Pennsylvania at the time. And I feel like I picked up some of their accent, and I don't feel like I have a super thick accent. Yes, I say y'all and fucking full and stuff, but like generally speaking, I don't think most of my speech is like heavily accented, right? But I noticed like a couple things after hanging out with them for, I think we were there for like 3 weeks, right? Mm-hmm. That like I had started to pick up.
You could definitely pick up words, right? Like words that
happened. That happened more with my cousins in California. I would go visit them for spring break every year, and I would come back saying some crazy shit that nobody here was saying. Like one of the first ones I remember was hella.
Oh, it's a trendsetter. You bring it back, and fucking now it infects us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I remember going to California. I was probably like, I don't know, 14 or something at the time. And I remember coming back and being like, oh, that's, you know, I don't even know how to use it in context anymore. It's been over a decade.
That's hella spicy.
Yeah. It definitely fucking happened. But dude, like if you just spawned an accent like overnight, they would commit you. Like they would fucking send you in an insane asylum and be like, you're off your fucking rocker, dude.
I think it would be more gnarly if like you took on the mannerisms, you know, like you took on the fucking, like what if you were just
And you start dancing a jig? Like what?
Yeah,
what
like now you're Irish and you have an Irish accent and you drink heavily and like turn Catholic or something. I don't know. Protestant. I don't know. They're Protestants, right? Catholics and Protestants. I think that's probably a no-go. I don't think we're supposed to talk about that, actually.
What I will say...
Like you wake up and you're like, I fucking hate Northern Ireland all of a sudden, you know?
Yeah. So what I will say is, I think that at least in like Victorian era, like fucking 1860 through 80 or something, that if you woke up with an accent, you would absolutely be committed. And I think even now you probably would. But I saw a list of reasons that people got committed in the late 1800s. Mm-hmm. And dude, some of this shit is fire.
Back then they didn't have any kind of treatment plans or fucking drugs or anything. So they're just like, I don't know. He's got ghosts in his blood. Also, we're going to have to fucking lock him up.
They didn't even know like how to deal with people. All right, look, listen to some of this shit. All right. Kicked in the head by a horse. Mm-hmm. Jealousy and religion. Masturbation for 30 years.
Damn. Wait. Does that mean like 30 years straight masturbate? Because it's going to chafe eventually.
Mental excitement.
I don't even know what that means.
Parents were cousins.
Oh, you're fucked, dude. You're going to the fucking gulag.
Tobacco and masturbation.
That just sounds like a party.
Bad whiskey.
Wait, you get sent to the mental asylum? Oh, yeah. No, you make the fucking whiskey that makes you go blind and turn crazy and shit. Mm-hmm. Start whistling through your teeth and shit.
One of them just says the war.
The big one, you know?
Suppressed masturbation.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, what is suppressed masturbation? Just take your best stab at it. Wait, so you get committed if you masturbate
too much for 30 years
straight, and then you get fucking sent to prison for suppressing it?
One of them was imaginary women trouble.
All right, hold up. Is that you're having an imaginary, like there's an imaginary woman and you're having trouble with her, or is that
there like an imaginary problem with a real life woman? Yeah, I'm unsure on that one. Hard study.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
False confinement?
See, to me, yeah, that's like someone that's like, oh no, I'm stuck in here. I can't leave. That shit happens all the time in Japan, right? What do they call it?
That happens to me, like all the time.
They're like, no, I can't leave.
And funnily enough, I've been committed. Mm-hmm. I'm noticing a trend here. There was one more that I was like, uterine derangement.
Okay, so obviously it's a female, right?
Yeah.
And she's having serious derangement because of her uterus.
Yeah, I would say that's the case.
They're like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? And she's like, my fucking uterus. Like, what? How do you pinpoint it to that?
I don't know. Just like the level of like, look, you're a fucking problem now. You're going to the fucking asylum, all right?
They just make shit up.
Yeah.
She's screaming about her uterus, so we assume it's fucking uterus problems.
This guy was in the war. All right.
He's all fucked up.
Yeah.
What war exactly? He doesn't know. Just the war.
Yeah. You know, the war.
The one?
Yeah.
The big one.
Dude, I would have been locked up so fast.
Masturbation for 30 years.
You've been masturbating for 30 years. That's it. You're done. Dunskies. Frontal lobotomy. I think I've brought this up on the show, but you know the guy that was like the main motherfucker behind frontal lobotomies had a fucking van called the Lobotomobile? He drove around giving people frontal lobotomies in different asylums.
That's dark.
Yeah.
That's dark. They were giving frontal lobotomies when they had vans?
I guess.
Because that's kind of... I thought it was like dark age shit.
No, we're talking about like ice pick lobotomies, and he had a fucking vehicle.
He had a fucking Facebook page, all right? What?
Oh, dude. Okay, so you were saying that was dark, right? So my dark humor has infiltrated my dreams officially. Mm-hmm. So I think it was like 2 nights ago. I woke up laughing. And this time, I actually remembered the context of the dream, right? Uh-huh. So the context of the dream, as far back as I can remember, was I was on a street and there was a blind dude and he fucking like did the quintessential like high school girl shit where he like, oh no, and like lost all his fucking textbooks or something, you know?
Okay.
But anyway, he dropped all his shit on the street. And so I stopped and I was like trying to help him, right? And I was like, hey, here, take this. Here you go. Let me get your bag for you, you know, whatever.
Did you try to high five him?
No. Although that is fucking funny. No, so.
Oh, he left me hanging, dick.
In my dream, I mentioned the.
He left me hanging, dick. Go on. In the dream.
So do you know about that Mr. Beast video where he like cured 1,000 people's blindness by getting this surgery for cataracts? And
okay.
Anyway, it had some controversy behind it a little bit, which is fucking stupid because he cured 1,000 people of being legally blind. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so I was talking to him about that, and I was like, "Did you see that? Like, it was a cool thing." Like, and he's like, "Yeah, that's actually the surgery I need." And so I went, "You should look into that." I put my hand up for a high five, and I woke up laughing.
He was probably laughing too, right?
He had to have been, man. He had a good sense of humor.
He's a space Nazi. He was super chill.
Yeah, dude. You know? One of the good ones. But dude, so I woke up, and so like my wife hates this, right? She thinks it's super fucking creepy. Like, cause this happens like probably like once a week. Like I'll wake up just laughing.
That's probably a good thing.
But like she thinks it's kind of creepy because I'll just like start laughing and wake myself up. And she has no context as to what's going on other than like I'm just like
laughing
in hysterics. Yeah.
Yeah, you could be committed for that.
Yeah, for sure. So she thinks it's super fucking weird, but I was happy that at least this time I had some context to give to her. I was a little disappointed that it was as dark as that because
she's like, "That's not funny, that's mean." You're like, "Well, you weren't there." All right. It was funny, trust me.
Yeah, they take the dreams kind of serious, you know?
I'm stuck.
Not the blind guys. They don't really dream so much.
Damn, what would a blind person dream about?
Color. No. Probably hand signs.
If they had never seen, right? Like if they were born blind.
Yeah.
Because obviously if you go blind, you could still dream and whatever.
Yeah.
But if you had never seen anything, you've only ever just been able to hear and smell and feel and shit. Mm-hmm. Do you think, I wonder what that dream would be like.
I don't know. I know deaf people will dream sign language. Like I know that's actually a thing. But as far as blind, I would imagine that it's probably like
sounds. Yeah.
And to some extent, I bet it's probably like the feel, like, you know, okay. So, you know, like the falling feeling in the nightmare,
mm-hmm.
Like, I bet they get a lot of that, but like hopefully less of the nightmarish falling shit and more of like touching.
They're like, oh, I'm washing my hands. I'm touching tits. Awesome.
Yeah. That would be my guess. I don't know. Like I said, I know that deaf people will see sign language. So here's another fucking weird one that I don't know that much about, but I know that there are some people, and it's like a bigger percent of the population than I would think, dream in black and white, and the other percent of the population dreams in color.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm like what side of that I'm on.
I dream in color. I know that for sure.
I guess I just never I never noticed it. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
There's like
dreaming in black and white. Like I feel like I've definitely dreamed in black and white before, but I don't know that I've ever dreamed. Like I can't think of being like, oh yeah, that color is really colorful in a dream. You know, maybe I always dream in black and white.
Dude, it's a thing. Like apparently it leans towards more people dream in color, but it's like a very larger percent of the population than I thought dream in black and white. Like something like 30% or something.
I've definitely dreamed in black and white for sure.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't know. Like, I've never, like I said, I can't. Oh, I've dreamed in color before too, though. Because I've had a nightmare about my mom had this car when I was a little kid. And it was like gold. Dude, I was a little kid, like little, right? Mm-hmm. I don't even know what kind of car it was. Some fucking like 80s fucking Tercel or something weird, you know? Yeah. But it was gold and, or like cream, tan, maybe. I don't know. But it was fucking gold to me. And I kept having this dream that I was driving towards a wall and and nobody else was in the car. It was just me. And the car was driving towards the wall and it was going to crash and I couldn't stop it. And I had this dream like over and over again, but part of the memory of that dream was the car being gold. But now that I think about it, only the car, like I remember the car, you know, and the color, like the color shade of like weird yellow that it was.
Right.
Everything else kind of was in black and white. So I don't know. I think I dream mist. I think I dream in black and white and in color. And
that's probably a very small percentage of the population, I would guess.
Because the only thing I focused on was the color of the car. I literally everything else in that dream was black and white.
Huh. So I'm a weird dreamer. So like my dreams typically go one of three ways, right? It's either it's a fucking nightmare and I'm freaking the fuck out and wake up in a panic, right?
Do you have recurring nightmares?
Yeah.
I haven't had a lot. I have had them before.
I have one that's recurring for like probably 7 or 8 years. Not like every night kind of thing, but like it happens.
Can you share it?
Yeah.
What's going
on? So the nightmare itself isn't reoccurring. It's like a reoccurring character, I guess. And it's a dude. I can picture what he looks like in my head, right? And basically like I'll be having a kind of normal neutral dream, right? Like not necessarily good, not bad, whatever. It's just going.
Yeah.
But then I become aware of the presence of this guy who was somewhere near me, right? Like if I'm on a street, he's on the other side. If I'm in my house, he's out the window, right? Like he's somewhere close by. And when I become aware of it, I start looking around. And when I make eye contact with him, I lose all control of like everything in my body.
That's terrifying. Is he scary?
No, pretty normal looking dude. I mean, he's got like a little bit of like villainy looking shit going on, but like not like he doesn't have like a scar over his eye or anything. You know what I mean?
It's more of a vibe. You're like, oh no, that's a bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, it's probably more of just like, holy shit, I can't fucking move. That's scary.
It's a mixture of that. Like I can't move, and then also like it feels like all of my shit collapses inside. Like it feels like my heart stops beating, and I can't breathe, and I can't fucking think.
You just wake up immediately?
Like within a couple seconds, yeah.
Damn. I mean, I've had like so that recurring nightmare that I was talking about with the car. It went away as soon as like my mom got a different car, and I just stopped having that dream. You know. I can't say that I've had a whole lot of recurring dreams. Dude, I was telling someone today about, the dream when you're like standing on stage and then you're naked all of a sudden? And he was like, what? And I was like, yeah, you're fucking, or maybe you just like are at school and you're walking through the hallways and like you're like in your underwear or something. And you're like, oh shit, I forgot my clothes. You've never had that dream either? That's like a fucking thing.
No, I know it's a thing. So
he looked at me like I was crazy, and I was like, dude, this is a thing.
That's definitely a thing. I haven't had that specific dream, but like basically the gist that you're going for is like the embarrassment dreams, right? Like the like everybody's looking at me and I'm in a vulnerable position.
Yeah.
And I've had those dreams, just not necessarily in the same circumstance, you know?
A variation of that is like you show up and you're like, oh shit, it's a fucking test today and I didn't know about it. You know?
Yeah.
Like you're just completely unprepared and you don't know how you even got there in the first place. And everyone's like, what the fuck? And they're disappointed.
Mm-hmm. So like I've had variations of that same kind of dream where like, again, it boils down to like disappointment or like vulnerability or whatever. Right. So like my variation that I've had has been like the best way I can describe it is like I'm somewhere in a social setting. Right. And like just get fucking like paralyzed and like can't talk or like think like social anxiety, right? And like can't talk, can't do anything, right? And then like people notice and they're like, hey, fucking say something. And then like that makes me even like more fucking clenched up, you know?
See, that's wild. I think I have social anxiety and that's just like, oh, there's a bunch of people and I don't really have much to say right now. You know, that's the level of my social anxiety.
Yeah.
Like I'm cool to just sit here and be quiet because, I'm not going to like interject into this shit or make myself the center of attention. But my social anxiety is not like, holy fuck, it's hard to breathe and I can't move right now, you know?
Yeah. No, so like mine's been that way, but it's like almost like people are like mocking me for not being able to like interact, you know?
What about the one where your teeth fall out?
I've had that one.
I've never had that one. And yeah, I know that's a pretty common thing. I wonder what that means.
If I remember right, because I looked into it at one point, I think it has something to do with like loss of control.
It seems like a theme here. Seems like that's what most of them are.
Probably.
No, for real. Like every nightmare we've talked about, the scary guy, you lose control of like being able to move, having control of like, oh, I'm not prepared for this situation. I'm out of, being stuck in the car that's going towards the wall, and you're like, I don't know what to do to stop it. Mm-hmm. It's all loss of control.
Yeah. I mean, that can even be applied to like the falling dreams, right? Because I know that that's a super common one, right?
See, but that's not even a dream really for me. Like I'm not, when that one's happened to me many times. But I can be like having a dream where I'm like doing something else. Like I don't fall off a cliff or a building or something. I've had that kind of stuff too, but usually it's like, there's no context at all. It's just like, oh shit, I'm falling. And you wake up,
Yeah.
Like I'm not falling down like there's not bricks fucking flying by me. Like as I fall, there's not the ground below me getting closer. It's just like, oh shit, I'm falling.
Yeah. But I mean, it's still a loss of control, right? Like that's part of falling is like, oh fuck, there's nothing I can do.
Yeah.
That's why falling is scary is like, there's nothing. Like there's air around me. I can't fucking do anything. I can't grab shit. I can't do anything. So I don't know. That's interesting. All right. Let's take one more shot and then let's end it on a fucking some happy bullshit.
All right. Cool. All right. Shots. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Tink, tink.
Oh. All right. So we need to make this funny. We got to end on a positive note,
Okay.
So let's talk about the Pentagon.
Oh yeah. Nothing is fucking as funny as the Pentagon, right?
Nothing says comedy like government employees.
God, that is so soul-sucking fucking boring.
All right, but no, this actually is pretty good. So the Pentagon employees, Department of Defense or something like that, did a internal investigation and found out that the Pentagon employees were using banned apps to use banned and unauthorized apps for hookups, watching TikToks, buying crypto, doing all kinds of sketchy shit on government phones and laptops.
Is that sketchy shit or is that just like regular people shit though? They're like, what? They're using their work phones to look at porn and beat off?
Okay, but this is what the news released. They were probably like using crypto to pay for hookers.
I mean, all right, look, I'm not trying to justify their actions, but what I am saying is like, that's a thing that a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Sure. If you take a sample of people from anywhere, there's some portion of them that are using crypto to pay for hookers, So is it that shocking to be like, I don't know, maybe not like the Amish, right? but a regular sample. Is it that crazy to be like, oh shit, there's a portion of the fucking people that work for the government that's like the number one employer in the world or in the nation probably.
Turns out that government employees are also people.
Yeah. So some of them
some of them use crypto to buy hookers,
But
okay.
What's dumb about it is that like they work for they're like the motherfucker spying on other motherfuckers, and they're like, "Oh, I got you, motherfucker," and then they're like, "Also, I'm going to open up this incognito window and beat off in the fucking
what's fucking
Pentagon."
Crazy is like it's a running fucking like kind of a meme, but also known that like TikTok is owned by a Chinese company that like, and their terms of service are fucked, right? It's like, hey, anything that you do on your phone, like we're going to take that. And
I didn't know that. That's scary.
And the Pentagon employees are using unauthorized shit to watch TikToks. Like I don't care if you use crypto to pay for hookers. I've been there. It's fine. Doesn't matter.
That's the normal shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is don't download TikTok on your fucking US government goddamn laptop. What the fuck?
Yeah. No, that is outrageous. I was way out of, because you're right. Like, tell me if you didn't have a job at the Pentagon, you wouldn't be like, I beat off in the Pentagon one time.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? You're going to want to put that in your autobiography. Like, it's like saying that's like saying you got a blowjob in the Oval Office, Fucking, maybe not quite as prestigious, but close.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't get a blowjob in the Oval Office, but I did beat off in the Pentagon one time. They're like, damn.
Not bad. Cool. 7 out of 10.
But yeah, they're the motherfuckers that are spying on people, and then they're also the motherfuckers that think that they're not going to get caught,
Yeah, like, dude, this is the new age of shit, right? Like, I don't know. If you're working for the Department of Justice in the fucking Pentagon, then maybe you should read the goddamn terms of service. Fuck.
See, I feel like I feel like most professionals, you got your work phone and your fucking regular phone, right?
Yeah.
Like
you sell drugs on your regular phone and you fucking work on your other one.
And just don't fucking use that one to look up porn and TikTok videos and stuff.
Yeah.
It's really not that hard. It's really not.
No. Honestly, it's pretty fucking easy. But okay, here's the thing. Again, we're playing both sides right now because we did say we relate in the sense that, like, you know, you buy crypto, you bank some hookers, you know, you fucking, I get it. But
I get it. You're at least going to buy some, like, you know, some wet panties from Japan or something, you know?
Yeah, you know, one of those vending machine type motherfuckers. I'm sure they can mail it by now. They got all kinds of automatons over in fucking Japan.
Yeah.
But, like, use your personal phone. Like, if it was like, oh, Pentagon employee found out that, or we found out a Pentagon employee was using crypto to pay for hookers and panties from Japan, I'd be like, well, yeah, duh. And then they were like, on his Pentagon phone, I would be like, you fucking jackass. Like, what?
That we're supposed to keep that a secret.
Come on, man. Like, it takes, like, what, 3 seconds to be like, oh, yeah, this one.
This one. Oh, shit, I almost fucked up. No,
Yeah.
it's this phone.
Like, the most, like, are they all just fucking drunk? Are they on drink?
Well, and I would like to think that the people at the Pentagon were like they should have some protocols, you know? Hey, you got only your work phone, right? Like, I don't even want your personal phone logged into the Wi-Fi. You know what I mean? Like, no, this is the fucking Pentagon. Mm-hmm. We're keeping this shit wrapped up.
Yeah.
And then that's all they have to do. You know, all they have to do to fix this. You're not allowed to bring your personal cell phone into the Pentagon at all. You can only bring your work phone, and give them a list of approved personal things that you can do on your work phone. Like if your wife calls you, or you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But other than that, like, no, we're going to see everything that you do on this phone. I want you to, like, I'm going to be upfront and clear about it. Yeah. This is your work phone that we look at all the time.
Dude, okay, I work for...
And then you can even spell it out. Like, specifically, don't buy cryptocurrency and pay for hookers.
So, I work for not the government, but I do work for a tech company. And they are like, hey, if your fucking personal cell phone is attached to our Wi-Fi network, we will go through all of your shit. Just a heads up. Because we handle personal data, and if we don't fucking track who's getting into our network, like, it's a problem for us.
Yeah, at least they tell you.
Yeah.
You know?
And up front, they're like, do not connect your shit to our network unless it is your work device, and do not fuck around on your work device if you don't want us to find out. If you fuck around, you're gonna find out.
It's fucking, that's the way the world works, you know?
So apparently the Department of Defense investigation launched over fears surrounding TikTok because of that shit that I was talking about. So the list of what the Department of Defense employees are downloading in spite of the bans include dating apps, Chinese drone apps, third-party virtual private networks, cryptocurrency apps, games, and apps related to multi-level marketing schemes.
Yeah, that's honestly though, what the fuck? You're supposed to be at work. You know what I mean?
And if you're not at work and you still have your work device, don't fucking use it. You have another phone. You have another computer. I guarantee you do.
All right, guys. Whiskey and Whiskers website is up at whiskeyandwhiskerspodcast.com. If you'd like to support the show, there's links to our Patreon account with pledges starting at just $1 a month at whiskeyandwhiskerspodcast.com. You can find links to the show no matter how you choose to listen. We're on iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, Google Play, Podbean, Pandora, Audible, everywhere. Look us up. There's live feeds to our social media on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. We're on the That's Not Canon network. There's tons of great podcasts no matter what you like to listen to. Most importantly, if you made it this far in the show, you're a bad motherfucker, so go to our website, whiskeyandwhiskerspodcast.com. Click that bad motherfucker link. Your donations keep the show going. whiskeyandwhiskerspodcast.com. Donate to our Patreon. New episodes every Monday. New content all the time. We'll see you next week.